How'd you feel?
Well, my feet are better.
But not perfect?
Not yet.
Yeah, I'm sorry you have to go out.
Well, I guess I should stay off him for one more day, but this is one mission that I can't refuse.
No, I suppose not.
When Jake called me and said that he'd like me to accompany both him and Grant to Albany, I said yes immediately. I mean, I'd have gone there by wheelchair if I'd had to.
Well, I know Grant really appreciates it.
I just hope it does him some good.
Well, at least you can rest your feet here until you have to go out.
That's just what I intend to do.
Jake?
Shouldn't be. I said I'd meet him at the airport with Grant in about an hour.
Well, I wonder who it is then.
Race you to the door.
No, not on those feet.
Ready?
You stay here, I'll get it.
Steady. Hey, go.
Oh, Amanda.
Good morning, Holly. I hope I'm not intruding.
No, not at all.
Good morning, Commissioner.
Mrs. Barrington?
Something wrong?
Well, I need to speak to you.
Oh, I see. Robert, would you mind,
Both of you.
Well, my husband has a plane to catch.
Well, not for a while. What can I do for you, Mrs. Barrington?
Mrs. Barrington, just hang on 1 second. I'm going to phone the spa to tell them I'll be in late. It won't take a minute.
You can imagine what my friend felt when she realized what this scum was trying to do. Why, he's blackmailing her.
That's what they call it, all right.
What she thought was
Poor
just
woman.
a harmless affair turned out to be something far more serious.
Not to mention illegal.
She's at her wit's end. She doesn't know what to do.
I know how she feels.
You do?
Sure. I mean, she thinks that she's got no one to go to, no one to turn to, no one who can help her, and that she's probably going to have to keep on paying this blackmailer for the rest of her life.
Yes.
And she's right. She will.
I knew it. That's what I told her.
What did your friend say to that?
Well, she knows she's in trouble, but she just doesn't see any way out of it.
There's only one.
What?
Your friend is going to have to go to the police, no matter how difficult that might be.
Oh, but that's impossible.
So what's the alternative here? You want to try to reason with the blackmailer? Good luck. You want to kill him? All right. Then your problems really start.
Well, don't think she hasn't considered it.
Look, if this blackmailer isn't turned in, you'll just keep working on your friend, and probably others.
That's certainly the way they operate.
You're going to have to file charges.
Oh, I don't think she can do that. She can't.
Look, what if I was to speak to her?
You?
Well, yeah. I'd be more than happy to, if this is the only way we can get around this problem. If she wants to come to me personally, I promise to keep everything in the strictest of confidence. If she wishes to press charges against the blackmailer, all right, then. I see no reason why, if that's done through me, that the entire town just really doesn't have to know about it.
Oh, no, of course not. That would be disastrous. Can you put him away?
Well, we need proof, of course, but in this particular case, that shouldn't be difficult.
Can you guarantee, my friend, that there won't be any publicity?
There are no guarantees in police work, Mrs. Barrington. But I can do my personal best to see that as fewer people as possible know of your friend's secret.
That's very kind of you, Commissioner. I can't tell you how relieved I am. For my friend, I mean.
Tell her I'll speak to her any time.
I'll do that, thank you. You've been a great help.
And believe me, I would like to see this blackmailer behind bars as much as you or your friend would.
We appreciate it so much. I'm sorry to have taken up so much of your time.
Don't be. You or your friend should feel free to come to me at any time at all with this sort of problem. You can count on my discretion.
Thank you again. Holly, you have a most considerate husband.
I know.
Goodbye.
Bye. You were certainly very nice to her.
Well, she's pretty torn up about it.
I thought you handled it perfectly. You were compassionate, yet firm.
I know what she's going through.
You certainly seem to.
Well, I guess I'll hobble into the communications room and get a bit of work done before I head up to the airport.
Robert,
Yeah?
could I speak to you for a moment?
Sure. About what?
Well, I mean, If you have work to do, it's fine.
No.
I can wait.
Plenty of time. What do you want to talk about?
You sure?
Darling, I love nothing better than to talk to you. Except maybe do a few other things.
You don't have to remind me about that.
Well, what's on your mind?
Well, it's a rather long, complicated story.
My favorite kind.
Well, it all started about, I suppose it was quite...
Aha! Saved by the beep. You wait right here, and I'll go in and deal with that. Don't go away.
Oh, but I was framed. Nah, it's too dramatic. It's not the way it looks. You know how a camera can lie? That's too contrived. I'd never believe that. I was trying to expose a criminal and wound up exposing myself. Darling, you know that I love you.
And I love you.
Oh, Robert.
I guess I was gone longer than I thought. You must have really missed me, huh?
You know I can't stand to be away from you even for a moment.
I'm sorry for the interruption. What were we talking about?
I was very impressed with the way that you handled Amanda.
You said that already.
Yes, but it really did strike me how sympathetic you were. She was right when she said how understanding you are.
Come on, love, don't read more into it than is already there. I mean, I was just doing my job.
But you didn't have to do it so gently.
I was also trying to extract more information out of her. Fact of the matter is, I was hard-pressed to keep a straight face.
What do you mean?
Well, she was talking about herself. I mean, isn't that obvious? Oh, I'm not surprised. She's in over her head. Are you?
A little. Why aren't you?
Well, I mean, it's just the sort of thing that a lonely, foolish old woman would do.
Foolish?
Well, to put it tactfully, I guess stupid would be a better description.
Oh, lovely.
What would you call it?
Unfortunate.
You know, I gotta hand it to you.
What have I done?
You saw through Leo's act. Apparently you were right to be suspicious about him. He's obviously the one who's putting Mrs. Barrington through the ringer.
You think so?
No question about it. And I tell you, as soon as I get a free moment, I intend to look into our overly friendly masseur.
Well, I don't think you should be too hasty.
What? You're the last person in the world I would have expected that from. I mean, you've been at me to throw the book at Leo for longer than I can remember.
I just wouldn't want you to do anything that you might regret.
Come on, look, he's behind this. You know it and I know it. But that doesn't let Mrs. Barrington off the hook. She hasn't decided to sow a few wild oats, well, grandly rather late in her life. She wouldn't be in this position.
Well, she certainly didn't realize that she was setting herself up to be blackmailed.
Well, the only way to avoid that sort of position is you don't do anything that you can possibly be blackmailed for.
I'll remember that.
Well, thank goodness you don't have that problem. You had the sense to stay away from Leo. And listen to me, will you? Look, I'm sorry to drag out my soapbox, love. Go on what you were saying.
Shouldn't you be getting to the airport?
Oh, you're right. Thanks for the reminder.
Well, I don't want you to miss your plane.
You know, it's no secret that I do not like you being involved in detective work. When it comes right down to it, your instincts are spot on.
Too little, too late, Commissioner.
Your instincts?
Your praise. Good luck in Albany.
Bye.
How did you ever guess? It wasn't hard. You were floating about 3 feet above the ground when you walked out. It went well?
Couldn't have gone better. And thanks to these three.
Well, what happened?
Well, the board decided to waive their usual period of reflection and awarded Grant his license on the spot.
Grant, that's wonderful.
And I think it's about time, too. Frankly, I'd have busted the lot of them if I hadn't given it back to him. I believe that Grant has suffered long enough for crimes he never committed.
Here, here.
Did you speak?
I said a word or two, nothing much.
Oh, no, nothing much. Nothing much. Just enough to sway the entire board in my favor. I hope you know what a difference... Okay. Listen, I have a terrific idea. Why don't the group of you let me take you out to dinner? What do you say?
Well, can I take a rain check? I have to get back to Port Charles.
I need a pass as well. I've got to check on Alvarez in the clinic.
Well, why don't we all go back to Port Charles? It's too early to eat dinner yet,
Oh,
anyway.
no, wait a second. I feel like celebrating. How many times does a man get a new lease on life?
Well, it seems to happen to you about once a month.
I have an idea. Robert, why don't you give Holly a call? Have her meet us at the Versailles room. If we get the next flight to Port Charles, we'll be right there in time for dinner.
Yeah.
I'll give her a call right now. She should be at the spa as we speak.
Okay.
You got a quarter?
Yes, I do. Thank you. Cheers. Oh, my goodness. Thank you.
I can't wait to hear about Albany.
Oh, it was great. I, of course, was waiting in the wings to burst into tears and throw myself at the mercy of the court. But it wasn't necessary.
Oh, too bad.
Oh, no. That would have put it over the top. The mere fact that Robert had stumbled out of his deathbed to appear on my behalf already had the entire board reeling.
Well, at least I can do it.
I can just see it now. I bet you played it right to the hilt.
Well, let's just say that the limp got a lot more pronounced as I walked into the room.
I believe it.
I noticed that.
Oh, you should have seen him.
Oh, sorry. Seen who?
Your husband?
Me?
He was walking all right until we hit the door of the room where the meeting was going to be held, and then it was suddenly as if both legs had been broken.
The spa is just doing great business. There's a whole new schedule of activities. You really should drop on by more often, Mrs. Andrews. Many good things about you.